Ill Sound Radio, we back in the building.
Yes, sir. Top of the 1 o'clock hour, man. We checking in with our guest Tr3nt for the day, man. How you feeling?
Man, I feel great. Feel blessed.
For sure. Got to throw the headphones on one time. Thank you for coming through, man.
Oh man, I'm just grateful. You know, the opportunity was presented.
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt, man. We gonna surely chop it up, man.
All right, now before we started, you was saying you was from out west.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how was it growing up out west for you?
To be real, it was very intimate. You know, in terms of my surroundings. You know, out west is small. You know what I'm saying? Like the older you get, the more you realize everybody knows everybody for real. And even me myself, right? You know, trying to be the wallflower growing up, just peeping game and, you know, trying to be better. I feel like I was always in the mix somehow, some way. I just couldn't avoid it. And I think that's how I like got my, you know, step into music and everything else that I do.
For sure. Was it like a family value? Because I know a lot of family I had like migrated from Mississippi, then like everybody together just moved to the west side of Chicago. Was it like that for you growing up as well?
Honestly, nah. Majority of my family is out south.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's you know what I'm saying, it's still a lot of family origin in Chicago. Was you bouncing back in between out west and out south?
A lot of my family is in like Maryland and like Mississippi. Like
For sure.
I really didn't, like, in terms of family, I didn't grow up too tight-knit with my blood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I really built family off of friendships and connections.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I'm
for sure. That's definitely, you know, that go a long way as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I definitely, you know, over the past few years have learned, you know, the importance of really branching out, you know, and you've heard don't start businesses with family.
Oh yeah, don't mix family with business.
Oh God,
sure,
yeah, exactly. You know, I've seen the good and the bad of all of that in the past few years, so I've been learning a lot on that tip too.
Now you say that you got into music because you grew up out west. Like, explain that.
Yeah, so like the thing about out west is just like the music scene was just huge growing up. Like I remember being in like middle school when Fifi on the Block dropped and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And like I used to go to Garfield Park Conservatory, like the Golden Dome, every single day. And then when Taylor shot the video there,
Right.
and even more than just that, like Lupe Fiasco, like I had a very strong influence from him. Because his music was just, it just resonated with everything I saw on a daily basis. And, like, even beyond that, like, my friends would just, like, make music all the time, rap, sing. I met so many talented individuals just around me growing up. And I just felt like, you know, I'm one of them. Why not show some, you know? And
For sure.
it started off, I say, with poetry. You know what I'm saying? Poetry, like, is a very big thing on the west side, you know, within small, like I said, intimate environments. And, like slam poets, things like that. Like it just, it's a diaspora, you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words. But yeah.
Was you into like slam poetry and everything, like performing it?
Yeah, definitely. I actually performed for a few years in the Louder Than a Bomb poetry festival through Columbia College. I performed with some teams. I performed solo, you know what I'm saying? So I had some experience in that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And how did that like when did you actually make the shift as far as like, all right, I'm doing poetry but I'm about to go full-fledged on the beat?
Yeah, it was around the time I wrote this poem called Food and Liquor. And it was just basically, you know, walking you through what I saw on a daily basis from my neighborhood to going to school, just in terms of like the everyday stuff that we see as normal, but it's not normal. It shouldn't be normal. You know what I'm saying? So when I did that, and I have a friend who is actually one of my producers today. His name is Jameson. He goes by JMO with the Banger, and he goes crazy. He plays like 8-9 instruments. He just put a beat together, and it was hard. And from that point on, I was like, okay, I think I like this.
For sure.
And it just ran from there. And then you know, I started going downtown to U Media at Harold Washington Library. Started meeting like a lot of other individuals who make music, and just started to like feel the vibe, see really what it was and what it wasn't, and then understand like, okay, cool, like I'm not trying to be them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be them over there, but at the same time, I'm taking the skills, tools, resources, environment, and putting it to what I got going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You spoke on being like a fly on the wall and just observing other people.
Yeah.
So how much of the observing other people did you learn from mistakes that you didn't personally have to go through?
A lot, majority, you know, to be real. I think a lot of my risk taking is over the past 2 years, honestly. Like I really haven't even, like a lot of my music And a lot of my experience, like I said, came from just observing individuals and peeping how they moved with other artists, or peeping how they moved in terms of they would drop this and then they would do a teaser here, like really like the logistics of how they would really run their marketing, everything. And you know, I definitely just wanted to observe before just shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to make sure I did everything right. So yeah, a lot of it was observing. I observed. If I could name a few artists, you know what I'm saying, I actually, you know, Saba is, yeah, so I actually seen him at Louder Than a Bomb Poetry Festival when I was a freshman in high school.
For sure.
And he was a sacrificial poet. He wasn't even hot yet. Like realistically, like it was like he was coming up, but I didn't know who he was at all. I just thought he was any dude. But I remember him now because I remember he had like Pivot Gang shirt, Pivot Gang sweatpants.
What year was this?
This was like 2013, 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And he had the Pivot Gang sweatshirt, Pivot Gang sweatpants. Like, he was brand from the socks. Like, everybody knew who he was and who his crew was. And I didn't really, I wasn't aware of what he was doing until the older I got. And I'm like, that was branding. That was like product placement. Like, people seeing him just wear that all the time, and they like always inquire, what's Pivot Gang? Yeah. I'm glad you asked. You know what I'm saying? And small things like that go a long way. And because I peeped it and because I like observed it and like, okay, I want to apply that, I actually have my own brand that I wear a lot of the times. Not wearing it right now, but definitely a lot of the time I wear whenever I perform my music videos. And my last music video, I definitely wore the sweatshirt I made.
And that type of stuff, it go a long way. I feel like a lot of times the full like Chicago street team, as far as pushing branding through the streets, that era didn't necessarily get the credit it deserved. Because people used to be day in, day out in they stuff all day, every day, no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? And that's like these logos on the wall. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of them. You gonna have to ask like, okay, what is that? Like, say if for instance, we get a clip in this interview, then it just circulate all through social media. Then they gonna instantly, what's Illinois? So they see it so many times. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. For
real. So how do you like day in, day out? What's your push with your marketing and your marketing approach, and how you gonna get your music to unique listeners?
Absolutely. So I love creating communities of individuals who support each other. You know, I don't want to give out too much because there's some people still working on some things, and they about to come out hot. I'm excited. Like, people I would even personally say like are more talented than me. And I'm not too egoful to say that. Like, I love everybody who creates, and the individuals within these communities, not only do we support each other's music by posting it, you know what I'm saying, on the story, on the page, whatever, but we also listen to each other's music, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I could say, you know, looking at the trend of successful individuals, whenever people come together, putting their differences aside, whether, you know, you selfish on the low, and just putting that to the side and actually getting to a common goal, y'all all win. You know what I'm saying? Like, even observing, like, the Detroit scene right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of they artists, whether they was beefing before the music or not, they cool now. And now they all, I wouldn't say cool, but they to a point where it's like, it's cordial, and they realize it's about business, it's about money, it's about getting to it. And all of them are talented, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like, just the communities. As far as my marketing personally, I'm a graphic designer, so I design a lot of my content in terms of what I put out. I design majority of my cover arts in terms of, you know, putting my stuff out too. Blogs, I love blogs, for sure. As well as Facebook groups, because Facebook groups, I've been in some of those since like high school, but they still busting. People just dropping their music, supporting. So definitely, I've seen a lot of my success within Facebook groups, and as well as just creating your own personal marketing.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know, Chicago, a tough place. You know, and I tell people this story all the time. Like, if you see me out, 9 out of 10 times I won't speak to you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? But that's just who I am. If I'm in a spot, I just want to be in a corner, tucked off, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? In my own world. But with you, it seemed like you that person that's going to speak to everybody. You going to figure out what they do. You know what I'm saying? Right. So how important is that, or has that been to growing your brand? Because like you say, you build communities. And in Chicago, a lot of people say that's tough to do.
It is. Oh, man. It's so hard. And, you know, I've been trying to do it since I was young. You know, like I said, being a wallflower, that wasn't on purpose. I was just shy. I really, like you said, it's a tough environment, a tough city. And, you know, when everybody everybody believes in themselves and feel like they the best out, you know, you definitely want to come with that energy. But as a shorty, like real young, I really didn't know how to move like top dog. So observing became that. And then when I observed, I learned how to mix within crowds, not be fake or be ingenuine, but be myself within all communities and, you know, find people that are like-minded. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of you know, bringing people together, I say the hardest aspect of it for me has been longevity.
How long you can keep it together with them.
Yeah, exactly. Because you could keep you can keep a group of people's interests, but people want instant gratification.
Facts. Talk about it.
And that's the problem I found with trying to work with large groups of people and get people together. Like, yo, there's this common goal. Let's all push each other. Let's all do this, that, and the other. And you could set like plans, goals, dates, all of that.
For
but
long term.
Exactly. And it could make sense. But it's just something about the unrest, the lack of patience, the selfishness. You know, a lot of people got ego and feel like they could do it better by themselves, which respectfully probably could, but you didn't, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? And I even say that to myself, because I like doing a lot of things by myself. You know, I'm a perfectionist. You know, and I understand you can't do a lot of things by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like we in this current space that we in, a lot of things I drifted off, you know what I'm saying? A lot of time we drift off into our own minds. Then we set up this complex like we don't need nobody there for us.
Right. Nobody
want to help us. So you tell yourself that so long, that's gonna become reality. So now we naturally distant. So like in this era, and it's crazy because everybody got each other's phone number. Everybody follow each other on the same socials. We can all instantly DM each other once we got a question, but we don't want to go that route. So like, how do you levitate behind all that trying to bring people forward? Because I remember I used to try stuff like that, like bringing people together. I had to take a seat back and see if that's what people really want to come together and do something. So how do you gain that push every day to try to bring people together though?
I just think, you know, it's knowing the mission, knowing what you want out of it, and only trying to bring people that you genuinely care about, because those are the people you won't give up on. And also realizing that you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do.
That's the major factor right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do, but as long as you're putting a vision out front for them to understand and see, cool. Like, if they see it and they understand it and they feel it, they're going to run with you. But if they don't run with you, you don't got to force them. Like, anybody that want to jump ship, go ahead. I'm not against it. Like, I'd rather you do it now than later. I'd rather you jump ship when we building as opposed to when it's built. You know what I'm saying? Because if you jump ship and you wanted a foundation, that's going to be a different conversation.
Facts.
We talking Jenga, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that.
Heard that.
But definitely, and I think all of that, just to bring it right back, you know, to the music, I think all of that foundation is what helps me as an artist, because you see a lot of you know, successful artists surrounding themselves with other artists that they support, that they, you know, encourage. And I'm not saying I'm big dog at that point, but I feel like, you know, communities really enrich each other.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? I really see that. So I've definitely been feeling that.
For real, because you can rely on so many resources that you could put into the pot, and you know what I'm saying, make sure it's enough for everybody, you know. But you got to think that way first.
Ill Sound Radio, we back in the building.
Checking in with our guest, man, Tr3nt in the building.
Yes, sir.
So I seen that you got 3 mixtapes out. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Talk about your first creation until your most recent one.
Yeah. So my first creation is called the Prelude Tape. And this is when I was like getting my handle onto beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could always write. You know, I understood how to you know, flow, create, you know, poetry. But in terms of rapping and just being, you know, aggressive and just being myself, putting my personality into it, you know, everybody who starts rapping, when you hear yourself in the monitor, it's a little different. You know, you like, why do I sound this way? You know, it was a crazy experience, and I think like that was really the first steps into music. But that was like, I think, my longest project. I think I had like 15 songs on it, and I was just rapping. Like I was hopping on any beats, like MJ Nichols, Space Ghost Perp, all of it. And I can honestly say I was probably like, I'm not gonna say the most genuine, but I was super genuine, like just being 100% me, just goofy music, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of it was from the heart, but it was goofy music for the most part. And then the next one was called Blue, and that was when, you know, I guess in high school I was going through an emotional period. I don't know, but
so these tapes from high school.
High school.
Okay,
these
gotcha.
old, like,
Sure.
You know, because you said the first one, so I'm gonna take it from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But after that, I was some, you know, experimental music. Like it was like some EDM in there. I was just playing around just to see what I could create. And then after that was senior, clearly because it was my senior year. But that was like one of like really the more refined music. Like it was real, like thought behind it. Like I actually sat for like 4-5 months behind all of those songs and really was like, okay, what do I want to do with these? And I actually worked with artists from other schools, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was really trying to network with other artists that were around my age and trying to create a super group, whatever. But it was definitely good. A lot of cool features on it. And, you know, I actually, it's probably hard, like super hard to find those projects now. Like they're probably like on Dat Piff, like really, really, really deep.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you was dropping them on, Spinrilla, stuff like that. Dat Piff,
yeah.
Sure,
I don't think it's on Spinrilla no more, but I think it's on Dat Piff still to this day. It's just hard to find it.
That was the days, Dat Piff, Spinrilla, though, man.
It seemed like each project was a phase in life that you was going through.
Yes.
So as an artist, is it hard to stay attached to certain sounds of music? Because like you say, you was trying everything. Like at what point do you say, all right, this is good enough to go with me to the next path or the next transition?
I don't really have control over that, unfortunately. I wish I do. I wish I did, you know, because sometimes I find myself wishing I could just snap back to an old vibe or old feeling so I could just attack a beat a certain way. But, you know, life keeps going, and, you know, how I feel when I approach a song is just, it's adjacent to who I am now. You know what I'm saying? So back then, I mean, that's a great question. I won't even lie to you. And I feel like that's something I think about quite frequently, and it makes up who I am as an artist. Man.
Gotta think good on that
one. I want to give you a real answer. Like, I don't want to just say something surface level on this one, you know? But just to really continue and give you some, I really feel like, you know, each phase, each project, all I can do is just give you me, who I am at that time. And, you know, even right now, the music I make, I feel like a lot of the time, and this might sound crazy to a lot of artists and people, but when I write the verse, I don't edit it. Like, I give you what I give you. And a lot of the time, it'd be hard, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, I might edit it, like, later if I'm sitting on it, but a lot of the time, I just try and give you just raw me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as of late, I've even been trying not to write anymore and just go into the booth and just freestyle, because, you know, we see, you know, people of genius level, like, you know, R.I.P. Juice WRLD, you know what I'm saying? And like so many countless other people who are amazing at freestyling and just coming up with this content. And I feel like freestyling is one of the most pure forms of rapping, because it embodies where you are mentally right there. The words that are in your head, the things you're thinking about currently are coming out naturally. You have no, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like in terms of, hopefully I'm answering your question, I feel like in terms of where I'm at right now, or in terms of each project I drop, yeah, it's definitely a new piece of me, but I feel like I'm constantly evolving, and I just feel like the best way to move with that and not regret anything or be stuck in the past is be unapologetic about how I make music.
Is that difficult to do? Because you know, music, every time, it's like music has seasons. Like it's a popular sound that's for right now, you know what I'm saying? The melodic but still rapping type shit. So is it hard for you to hear today's sound and then be like, nah, this is where I'm at with it?
Honestly, the melodic, I'm feeling it more. Like, I started off just straight rapping, like rap, like, and when Drake first started really hitting, because like I didn't like Drake when he first came out. I didn't like the singing melodic. I didn't like any of that. You know, I came up off bars, you know? Yeah. And when that started to evolve, like, I started to like it. Drake was hot. I was telling people I hated him, but I was listening to him at the crib. Like, I ain't gonna lie. And, you know, nowadays, you know, just skipping to now, the melodic, like, we talking about the Trippie Reds. We talking about, you know, Bash for the World, like countless of people. I could name a bunch, but I like it because I can honestly say I think I like it because of my musical background, because I like harmony, because I like dissonance, because I like all these different things that make up music, and I think we're, in terms of hip hop, gravitating towards more. You know, I feel like sometimes it kind of goes a little off the rails, but in terms of right now, I think it's easier for me to grasp the melodic side of things as opposed to like, and this might sound wild, but coming up, it was hard for me to grasp Sicko Mob and like the bop era. I don't know how to bop. Yeah, I'm from out west, so I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like certain things. Like I just feel like this right here, I'm kind of in my pocket with this, to be really honest. Like I have some stuff on the way as far as melodic, like my song By Design, right? That was like one of the first melodic tracks I've ever did. J-Mo with the Banger produced it. And I heard the beat because he just put it on his Instagram. And I'm like, yeah, bro, send me this. And he's like, you for real? You never rap on stuff like this. And I'm like, bro, just send it to me. So I sent him the song like 1 or 2 days later, and he was just blown away. And I could say I was blown away too because I just heard it in my head. Like I grew up like singing. I did some choir for a little bit. I play piano and guitar, so I know some music theory. So I don't want to say I hear things or hear sounds, but I know what things could be when I hear it. Like, you know, as an artist, I need that, you know? And I feel like I said, with the melodic portion of things right now, I think I'm in my pocket. I think right now I'm comfortable, and I really want to take it and run with it as soon as I can right now to see what it could become before this is gone, you know?
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
For sure that. So I would say you already got your start with making music in high school. How was it transitioning to college, like, keeping that close-knit community as far as music goes?
Oh, man.
Because you was far off this time. This wasn't your normal everyday people. You know, then you had to adjust to them. You know, everything that goes on down there, you know? No,
absolutely. I mean, everybody that I was making music with in high school, honestly, most of them I fell off with. Like, we don't even talk no more. Some of them I still got projects with, and I'm still trying to drop to this day just to kind of put content out there, but they like, that's not me no more. That's, you know, I'm like, okay, cool, I respect it. So, you know, going into college and transitioning into that part of my life and in the music I made in that part, I think it was easy. It was just a fresh start, and it was what I wanted and needed. But I say college kind of distracted me from a lot of my goals in terms of the music, just because I had so much other stuff hitting me in class and all this other stuff.
Yep,
I was going to class. I was trying my best. I really was.
Fuck school.
What I will say is I got a lot of great connections in terms of where I am right now musically. You know what I'm saying? I actually interviewed in Urbana, you know, something similar to this, but not as big, not as amazing. You know, not to disrespect them, but just to put it out there. And the thing is just like, I could say throughout that, I probably started to feel myself on a more freestyle level, started to feel myself on a more individualistic, because I think college really made me not want to work with people. Like, I didn't want to do features with anybody. I just wanted to make my music and just be in my own little bubble in my room. You know, I had my own setup in my dorm. I didn't really leave for real unless I went to, like, you know, Western or something like that. But yeah, no, I think college put me just in a different pocket to be more comfortable with myself and worry about myself more than others. Because that's another thing in music. You have to be selfish to a certain extent. Like, you definitely want to give. You definitely want to be sociable. You definitely want to, you know, be that person that people can, like, all right, there. You know, he looked out, so I'm going to look out. You know, relationships get you far. But at the same time, overextending yourself can hurt you and your career and your goals. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had to. I think college really put me in that mode of really self-reflection on a consistent basis. And I was raised by old heads. I was raised with my grandparents. So, like, the way I look at the world is just different from a lot of people, I realize. Yeah. But also, you know what I'm saying, all I really had was me in college, to really be frank with you. So it was a lot of shift for me, like a lot of music that still hasn't come out to this day. It's gonna come, but yeah, definitely.
So what do you feel about, because you said you got you had artist partners and it'd be like, that's not me no more, but what do you feel about dropping stuff from the past? Did that make it seem like, does that refresh your journey, I would say? I
actually just dropped a project. The past 2 months I've been dropping songs every single Friday, right? And I just, you know, I hit up my mans, you know what I'm saying, and I told him, like, yo, I really want to drop this. We worked hard on this, I'm not going to lie. And we was holding on to it because we didn't feel like it would get the love and respect it deserved back then. But, bro, we at this age now, it's like, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just went ahead and dropped it. I don't even think he's seen I dropped it. I don't know. But I dropped it. It got a lot of great reviews. Like, it's a lot of people telling me, like, yo, did y'all just make this? Nah, this was like 2015, 2016.
Right.
And they're like, bro, some of these songs still smack. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And I just let that be what it was. I couldn't really dive too deep into the feeling of that gratification because I understood that music that was made is no longer here. It's like in the past. You know? I'm not about to dwell in that. But I definitely dropped it because the world needed to hear it, in my opinion.
For sure that.
All right, now you spoke on By Design. Go ahead, throw us into that record so we could play it for them.
Absolutely. So yeah, By Design, I'm not going to lie. It's definitely, you want me to explain it?
Yeah,
give them something? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's definitely about somebody. It's definitely a real, live, true story. And I feel like it kind of takes, you through the emotions and experience of a guy who want to trust you, but he just can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? No. Like, to be real, you know what I'm saying? And I'm out west. I'm with Fins and Jakes, like it's Adventure Time, you know what I'm saying? If you know what the Fin is, you know what I'm talking about, you feel me, whatever. And Jakes is 12, you know what I'm saying? So just for clarification, so people don't think I'm really talking about a cartoon, you know what I'm saying? but I'm out west with Fins and Jakes, like it's Adventure Time, and so on and so forth. I just feel like it's just taking you through a journey, and if you see the video, I think it gets even deeper. So definitely.
Yo, it's your boy Biko. Make sure you head over to the Apple Store and Google Play Store and download the iLLANOiZE app right now. From there, you'll be able to stream iLLANOiZE Radio live every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m., as well as stream podcasts, watch interviews, check out the latest news, and so much more. So head over there to your App Store and download the iLLANOiZE app.
Ill Sound Radio, we back in the building.
Yes, sir. And we checking back in with our guest, Tr3nt, in the building, man. So, I was on break. I was telling you, like, you got any future projects, anything that you working on moving forward for the course of this year?
Yeah, man.
For sure, talk about it.
To be real with you, I got a lot of stuff coming out this year. This year is just about like real life, just content, getting my face out there, making sure people know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not even about the attention. I don't care about the attention. I don't. I just need people to know what I'm like. You know what I'm saying? Like how I move, like the bars in the lyrics, like really listen to what I'm saying, because I don't think, like, people look at me and they like, oh, okay, they assume the least, you know what I'm saying? That's why I named the brand Underdog, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel the energy when I walk into a room. People automatically assume the least, but as soon as my mouth open, they, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna give you that respect. And I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, even being here, I feel like this was meant. I feel like, I'm coming for everything, you know what I'm saying, I deserve. And I got a project dropping with 2 producers, J-Mo with the Banger, the one who produced By Design, as well as a lot of my other songs, and as well as SRT Sco, up-and-coming producer, but he's definitely hard. Don't sleep on him. So I'm working with a lot of individuals, got a lot of singles dropping. I have a visual project dropping. That's going to drop in June. So I'm just keeping busy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm never not doing something, So, yeah, definitely be on the lookout, for real.
For sure. And I know you coming with the music and everything, but you talk about coming in the rooms and people expect the least from you. Like, is that like a mental note in your head? Like, once you leave here, you be like, man, I'm damn near finna run this motherfucker one day.
Yeah, and the thing is, honestly, that's probably not even the case. I'm probably just putting that chip on my own shoulder.
It be like that, and
sometimes
you know how it go.
You got to, though.
You know,
you know how it go out here.
And that's what I need to do, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, honestly, in terms of when I'm in the booth, when I'm creating, whatever I'm doing, I just feel like there's nobody touching me. And I'm sure everybody could feel that way. But when I listen to it afterwards, I'm not the only person saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely just want to carry that energy. And one thing for certain, you know what I'm saying? I like I said, I grew up with old heads, but one thing I definitely learned is, even if you are gonna lose, don't act like it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you like David and Goliath, you know what I'm saying? I could be David, but you ain't gonna see no fear in my heart at all. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the most important thing with how I'm gonna be dropping this year, with everything I'm doing. Unapologetic, you know what I'm saying? And not even like I definitely consider, and worry about the opinions of others and fans and supporters. But more than anything, as an artist, you got to do this for yourself. So I'm definitely, going crazy this year with as much as I could drop, as much as I could create. And like I was telling y'all off air, I wake up and the booth is right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I wake up, I got my laptop, I make my own content. So if I remember, I got to drop this Friday, let me go ahead and create this. Let me go ahead and make this. Let me go ahead and email these individuals so they could share it with other individuals. Like, it's going to be a heavy year.
For sure.
All right, you say in June you dropping a visual project. Yeah. Explain that.
So that's going to be, their songs are done. That's the beautiful part about all of this. A lot of these projects are already done. So it's just a matter of just timing. So pay attention for real. But in June, it's going to be a visual project. It's 6 or 7 songs. I haven't chosen about the 7th one yet just because legalities, want to make sure everything's solid. Because everything is going to be on all digital streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? We're going the whole way. But it's going to be 6 songs for certain. And those are basically going to be, like, they're going to track into each other. And they got a video to them. Some of them might be like a cartoon video. Others might be, like, more realistic. But I don't want to get too much, but it's basically like a story. It's kind of like I'm taking you through a world, through a journey, through an experience, and it's all gonna be visual. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're gonna hear it, but majority of the experience is what you see in these videos. You're gonna get your own listening to it. It's gonna be unique within itself, but when you're watching it, it's gonna be something entirely different that you probably didn't expect. So I'm definitely excited for that, and I feel like, honestly, I don't like saying this is the one, but I feel like that's gonna be something. That's gonna be something for sure.
Are you big on like Enigma or do you just want all operations at the forefront?
It depends on what project I'm working on.
For sure. What about this visual project? Like, is it gonna be at the forefront, or do you want people do you want something that's like not really expected from
Enigma? Always with
sure.
the videos. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, even my video Past, right? Shot by Brandon Towns. He's a very dope videographer, but he shot my video for Past, and basically if you all tune into it, you'll definitely see, like, it's confusing. I'm taking you through a dream. In the beginning of the video, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm walking out of a crib with a bag of money. You know what I'm saying? But then I get jumped. Oh, that's crazy. All right. But then they see. Hold on, let me try and remember. I ain't watched this video in a minute. Nah, but I definitely get jumped. They definitely pull me out of the trunk of a car, and they pull me to a basement where they interrogate me, trying to figure out where the rest of the money is. I don't give them an answer. They knock me out, and then I'm on the ground. They jumping me. Somebody comes up with a gun, shoots me, but takes off the mask. It's me. I shot myself. I wake up. It was a dream.
Dang.
But then it happens all over again. It's a constant loop. You know what I'm saying? And I also write short stories. So I like to really put these short stories I create, or these ideas I create, into visuals and see what they can become. And I think, like, that video, in my opinion, I've never seen anything like it personally. I mean, I'm sure there's something similar concept, but you know what I'm saying?
It remind me of that. Cause I checked the clip out. I seen it on your page earlier. It remind me of that Slick Rick video. I forgot what's it called, Bedtime Stories.
Yeah,
I think, for sure.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, most
okay.
definitely.
That might have been a subconscious influence, though. You know?
That's a I would call that's like an underrated aspect of creating, especially when you actually write. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Back then, I was listening to I was actually listening to like 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang earlier. I woke up to that album. And I'm just listening. I'm like, man, this shit sound like a podcast damn near. And it was the end of one song. Method Man, he was just breaking down all the members in the group. Then he said something like he called ODB. He said we call him ODB because his style has no father, for sure. So it was cool, like, hearing people talk like that. But like, you don't hear artists that's like incorporate their pen into so many things, like the visual, the actual music. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nobody say like they write their videos out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these videos be one takes, for the most part as well, which is another creative standard, but especially with the budget that you're operating with as well too. So like how can you continue to incorporate that? Because I'm trying to visually understand a visual project.
Yeah, no, definitely. So you you said a lot, but more so.
Yeah, I'm asking how do you incorporate your pen? How you gonna incorporate your pen through the whole visual, like the whole project? Because you explained it for the video, but how you gonna continue it for the project?
For the entire project. So basically for this project, because that was kind of like an example of how it might go or how it could go for these possible videos. But in terms of for this one, I want to keep, like you said, the enigmatic approach, but it's going to be a different concept, and they're all going to tie into each other. Like the end of one song's video might not be the end of the whole video. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to continue to really grasp what's going on. And I definitely want it to be something relatable. You know, one thing I've definitely seen in a lot of cinematography and a lot of like, you know, things that grab people's attention is the relatability. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, you know, you watch Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, or whether you watch Euphoria, you know, all these shows that grab our attention and
Great pen and all them shows.
We're addicted to them because they're so relatable. We see a piece of ourselves in somebody, you know what I'm saying, and it becomes a trend to an extent. And I definitely just want to, you know, take little bits and pieces of what's hot, or not even what's hot, but what's so valuable. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like not everybody is moving like that. You know.
For sure.
People not putting out content from the heart. I feel like a lot of that content is like stuff you sit on and you really like, okay. And you're thinking about character development, not the whole story. Like, yeah, that deep, like, you know. So I definitely just want to be very methodical with all of it, and to really make sure I'm thoroughly answering your question. I really feel like just it's gonna take me some time. I definitely already started with you know how it's gonna go and everything. I haven't done scripts or anything like that, but it's the general overview of what it's gonna look like and the twists and turns that are gonna be within it.
Yeah, you should definitely you gotta do something with that. I'll probably talk about it off camera to you what you gotta do with that, because that's a good idea and I'm gonna be looking forward to it.
Okay, say less.
Most definitely.
All right, now tell the people how they can stay in tune with you and follow you throughout your entire journey.
Okay, no, most def. So follow me on Instagram at Tr3nt_Works _Tr3nt WORKS _ on Facebook, I'm Tr3nt Music, but I typically, you know what I'm saying, that page is under, you know what I'm saying, construction right now. Don't mind it too much attention, but Instagram is my main approach. Twitter at Ambition _HIDIN. And as far as my music and all streaming platforms is Tr3nt, Tr3nt. Definitely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Apple Music. Follow me on Tidal. Follow me everywhere because it's dropping real soon. I assure you that. You don't want to miss out.
All right, Jimmy, talk to the people.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to our guest, man, Tr3nt in the building, man. We learned a lot in our hours spent on this interview, man. So make sure y'all get in tune with all his works, man. You laid a lot on the table for us, man. So keep pushing through, you know what I'm saying? Keep bringing communities together. Don't let that go if that's something that's really your passion, because it could take you far, you know what I'm saying? Even once you got your community set up, it's going to piggyback to somebody else's. Then that somebody going to take you somewhere else, and then you can bring your people up with you if that's everybody's mission.
Exactly.
Then now all y'all together. But like I say, you got to have that faith. Everybody got to have that faith around you, you know what I'm saying? You can build people up to a certain extent. Then that's all your investment, but you got to make sure they keep that faith in them individually. But make sure y'all get in tune with him, man. Check out everything he got going on. Follow Ill Sound Radio, ILLSOUND Radio, iLLANOiZE Radio. Make sure y'all get in tune with us. Download the app, stream music 24/7. So make sure you submit music always. The submissions are always open. And Jay, what you got to say to him?
Man, like everything Jimmy said, man, download that iLLANOiZE app, submit that music. Don't forget that. We streaming 24/7, you feel me?
Always.
iLLANOiZE Radio. When you tired of Power 92, you tired of everybody else, just go to the iLLANOiZE app and just press play, man.
Always.
The vibe gonna catch you. I promise you. Man, shout out to you for coming through. You was like, man, you feel like it was destined for you to be here. Nah, we got a lot of people that pop in our DMs. My DM, his DM, our radio DM.
For sure.
And a lot of people don't make the cut. I don't know how we choose. Right. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It just happened, just like you say.
For sure.
And man, I'm happy that you came up here because you spoke so well. You know what I'm saying? You articulated yourself well. And I feel like our best interviews are with people who are willing to talk. You feel me?
For
You was open and honest and willing to talk, and it just flew. So you know what I'm saying, effortlessly. So shout out to you for coming through, man. I hope you get everything that's coming to you, bro.
For sure,
Absolutely,
for sure.
man. I appreciate being here. Like I said, nothing but a blessing plus more.
Do your thing. For sure.
Until next week, man. Ill Sound Radio, we gone.
Signing out.